What up, Dokkaners? Today's video is going to be a two-part video. The first part talking about some very interesting news that has developed in the Dokkan community that might redefine what it means to summon on part 1 and part 2. And then the second half of the video is going to be discussing what the banners could be looking like for this upcoming worldwide download celebration. I wanted to combine these two into one video because the main reason why I couldn't make this video to start with was because we didn't know the formatting for the upcoming banners. We didn't know if VEGITO Blue was going to be Dokkan Festival Carnival. We didn't know if Fusion ZAMASU was going to be Dokkan Festival Carnival, but now we apparently do. So that is where we're going to start with this video. I want to give you guys some context. For those of you who are aware of the situation, who might follow other Dokkan tubers or perhaps are on Twitter, you might have already seen what's happened. But for those of you who are not in the know, let me explain what's going on. You might have remembered during the major fanfare around this reception, VEGITO Blue, Fusion ZAMASU, everybody was losing their minds, understandably. But some of you might have started to think about it. What exactly is going on here? Are we looking at a Dokkan Festival VEGITO? Surely VEGITO's not going to be a carnival unit. It's VEGITO. That's too hype to relegate to a carnival position. A carnival unit is basically a glorified legendary summon, and a legendary summon is inherently a luxury summon, not vital to the core performance of your team in Dokkan, but it's a nice unit to have. And a carnival unit is just a fancier version of that. Would they really make VEGITO a carnival unit? No. Most of you would probably think no. So we would just assume by that thought process that, hey, we are looking at a carnival or a Dokkan Festival VEGITO, right? So by process of elimination, with the assumption that we are repeating the format from last year, Dokkan Festival Carnival Hybrid, that we are looking at, spoiler alert, we are looking at Fusion ZAMASU to be the carnival unit, which makes sense. But here's the thing. This unit is bringing with it the brand new mechanic in this celebration. A brand new mechanic is typically ushered in by a Dokkan Festival, not by a carnival unit. So now it's like, okay, so what is it? Is it a unit that's introducing a new mechanic that thereby making it a Dokkan Festival, or is it a carnival unit that is shattering the mold and being the first carnival unit to usher in a new mechanic? You could argue one way or the other. And at that point, the stalemate sort of kicks in. Where do you really think? Who's the Dokkan Festival? Who's the carnival? For me, when I was starting to think about this, I was like, you know what? I'd rather just not think about it. Let's just wait until we find out from the actual Dokkan sources. And that's why I couldn't make a video discussing the formatting of the banner and what units I would expect on the banner, because I really needed to have more information as far as which unit was going to be Carnival, which unit was going to be Dokkan Festival. Because for Carnival banners, it's just the one guy, and then it's just a bunch of other randos. 5 other LRs and a bunch of weirdos at the end. That's it. So, you know, if it's VEGITO that's the Carnival, you could throw VEGITO here, but then I'd have to construct the other banner, the Dokkan Festival, around Fusion ZAMASU. Couldn't really do that. But now we've got some news. So I seriously, our most reputable insider source, who also, by the way, I should mention, claimed to have retired, stopped doing it, has since come out of retirement during this whole craze and started to drop information regarding basically summarizing what happened. But a lot of people noticed that when he was listing out everything, he listed the Gatai ZAMASU, which is basically Infinite ZAMASU, I would imagine, as DDF, as in Dual Dokkan Festival. People took exception. They were like, what? Dual Dokkan Festival? Are we really not doing this? We are going back to Dual Dokkan Festival? What gives? So that forced I seriously to make a response. And this is where I saw right through it. I come back to this tweet. I said DDF, but I don't know, guys. LOL. And I remember explicitly telling Proton, nah, this is not a mistake. Nah, something fishy's going on here and I don't like it. And unfortunately, guys, we then got this tweet earlier today. At 3 a.m. August 24, 2023, I seriously dropped this little number. Now, I gotta say, I seriously is the most reputable insider source when it comes to Dokkan. I really don't think that he would throw away his reputation over a prank. That being said, I can't rule out the possibility, given that he said before that he's retired. I don't know if this is some sort of like anti-leak agenda. Who knows? But this is what he said. So take this with, I guess, a small grain of salt, I suppose. I guess I'm going to leave myself 1% of skepticism, but I am going to believe this. And apparently, the Dual Dokkan Festival format is back, which means my initial prediction might be coming to pass. VEGITO Blue and Fusion ZAMASU, Dual Dokkan Festival for part 1. That's the big revelation. Now, some people might be happy about this. Some people might be sad about this. Those that are happy are probably low spending players, budget players, because understandably so. The Dokkan Festival units are where the value is at. That's where the main core of your team building is at, because in terms of leader skill, in terms of functions, in terms of mechanics, those are the core units that you want to be focusing on. And given that this is the worldwide download celebration, these units are going to be the most busted units for quite some time. So you want to be focusing on the Dokkan festivals. But when they introduced this carnival format, the reason why people didn't like it is because they now had to spend not only in part 1, but in part 2 across both Dokkan festivals, and they would be tempted in the meantime to summon on this glorified extra banner known as the Carnival banner. And this resulted in people summoning for the Super Saiyan Goku, who in hindsight was a pretty good decision because he's actually a very good unit. But at the same time, the cost is summoning for all of these guys while trying to get this guy. Is it worth it? Well, considering that it didn't come back for a full year, yeah, it kind of was worth it, but at the same time, you don't get the same level of discounts or value that you were getting on the Dokkan Festival. So generally, the experience was a little bit more negative for budget players. Other players might not have minded it so much. So I'm not here to make a stance and like push my agenda on you guys. I just want to let you guys know that apparently we are reverting back. So feel free to share your own opinions and thoughts on this in the comments down below. Let's be civil. I don't really have to worry about that because our community is awesome and wholesome. But feel free to, you know, discuss amongst yourselves how you guys feel about this. Are you happy? Are you sad by this news? Would you agree to an abandonment completely of this whole Dokkan Festival Carnival format? Because we haven't had that come back since. This is the only time that we had it. Maybe this was a byproduct of the reception. Maybe JP players didn't like it. Maybe collectively they heard how much people hated this format, so they just abandoned it. If that's the case, we now have 2 floating legendary summons that will happen at any point, a carnival summon or a legendary summon. There needs to be some sort of way to sort of interconnect those 2 currencies if that's the case, because otherwise we've got too many coins now. Like, I mean, I'm a whale, I can handle it, but budget players, I'm not so sure. So let me know your guys' thoughts on all this in the comments down below. But because we have this new revelation, I could actually go ahead and do the second half of the video, which is something that you guys have been asking me for, and that is what can we expect on the banners. The main reason why I couldn't do this is because I don't know if it's going to be Fusion ZAMASU. I don't know if it's going to be VEGITO Blue. I didn't know. So that sort of influences what we could potentially expect for certain characters. But I've generalized everything, and so I'm just going to combine both of these 2 topics into one video instead of dragging this out for two different videos. So what we're looking at here is 2022. This is the worldwide download celebration for 2022. We are looking at the Part 1 Dokkan Festival and the Part 2 Dokkan Festival. Again, we are not looking at the Carnival one. So, you know, if by some miracle or whatever, this is wrong, and VEGITO Fusion ZAMASU ends up being the Carnival unit, then Fusion ZAMASU would literally just show up here. There would be 5 other LRs, 4 other weirdos, and that's it. So we don't care about that. We are going to go into this assuming both units have their own Dokkan Festival banner. So back last year, we had the headliners, obviously. We had the headliners, obviously. We had Cooler and we had Piccolo for the Dokkan Festival. Then we had the Super Saiyans and we had Gohan and Krillin on the other side. Then these are some of the staple units that we would have on these banners. Worldwide download from 1 year ago, worldwide download from 2 years ago, anniversary 1 year ago, Golden Week, extra dual Dokkan Festival. We'll start with these 4 up here. Worldwide download from 1 year ago. Back in 2022, the year prior was 2021. Who was that? LR Int Super Saiyan Goku, LR AGL Full Power Frieza. 2 years prior, so back in 2020, we had Bootanks or Buhan and Super Saiyan VEGITO. These units are long overdue for EZAs. We could be seeing those this year potentially, but just wanted to point that out, that 2 years ago is as far as we go for worldwide downloads still being on this banner. So this is probably the unit that you dreaded the most when you were summoning on this banner last year. Anniversary from 1 year ago, considering that 2022 was year 7, yeah. Then the 1 year prior was year 6, which means Royal Blue Vegeta, Autonomous Ultra Instinct. Why did I write out Autonomous? So that I could read it as Autonomous. That's why. Golden Week. So Golden Week happened the same year. This was not like the worldwide downloads or the anniversaries where it happened the year prior. Golden Week happened 4 months beforehand, because this is September, so that's 9. 4 months prior is May. Yeah, so 4 months prior, Golden Week happened, which was Super Saiyan Goku Gohan, and it was the Transforming Cell. That is pretty much where the confirmed units will start and end. These will preserve, that pattern will hold in this upcoming series of banners. This one, I think, also can hold. I don't think we have, I think every year, I don't know the numbers on this one. Do we typically have only one dual Dokkan Festival outside of the major celebrations? I don't know that one for sure. But last year's dual Dokkan Festival, the extra dual Dokkan Festival, was the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Kid Buu. Now for JP, this Kid Buu Super Saiyan 3 Goku Carnival, dual Dokkan Festival released in New Year's. So little detail to remember, keep in the back of your mind. And then after that, we had 3 random losers. Now, I call them random losers because there's really no discernible pattern for these characters. Of course, you could say cooler. They do fit. Yeah, they do. But I was looking at previous years, and they just really don't have a solid set pattern for these 3. Like, you could find a pattern with these guys, but you can't really find them for these. So the best that I could come up with, and also shout out to Proton for helping me out, was that obviously the coolers pertain to the coolers that oppose these heroes during the celebration. Namek, Goku, Kid Gohan kind of correlate because Namek, Goku, it happens on the planet Namek. Kid Gohan because, you know, Kid Gohan is here. Fat Buu and Gotenks have nothing to do with this. So I really don't know how you could argue that they need to be here, but they are, which is why I call these guys the random losers. But this is the format that we're going to be using to now transpose into the 2023 banners, and let's see what we can come up with. So again, you know, try not to get triggered by this banner here. We've got Dokkan Festival VEGITO, Dokkan Festival Fusion ZAMASU. I have elected to put both next to each other. I haven't made separate graphics. So this is what we've got, and this is my prediction, both in terms of formatting and in terms of the units. So I predicted back in early August, we're going to have an AGL Goku Vegeta Blue. Fusion. Actually, no, I did not predict the Goku Vegeta. I predicted AGL VEGITO Blue. So I'm a little wrong there. So let's, you know, start off by saying Toon never gets anything right. I'm always expecting to be wrong. Okay. So if this happens and I end up being right, it's only because the universe wants me to be hated. Okay. That's it. But anyway, we got AGL VEGITO Blue over here. We got STR Fusion ZAMASU over here. Banner unit, I put Gos and ZAMASU. Why? Because would you really want me to say Trunks is going to be a banner unit? Would you really want me to say that Goku Black Rose is going to be a banner unit? I think that would be more egregious than having these 2 bums be the banner unit. So I figured I would choose the path of less resistance. Okay. Tech Goasu, Int ZAMASU. Why not? Or, you know, if you don't want to throw in ZAMASU and Goku Black. Throw another joined forces in there. Why not? Then we go back to worldwide download from 1 year ago. So just like last year, just go back to the year prior. So for 2023, the 1 year ago is Cooler. So this is where Cooler comes back. And this is what I talked about during my 8-year anniversary red coin shop video. I said, do not spend red coins on Cooler, Super Saiyan Goku Vegeta, or any of the units in bold up until row 3 here. So worldwide download from 2 years ago, LR Int Super Saiyan Goku, LR AGL Full Power Frieza. Anniversary from 1 year ago, since this year is year 8, the year prior is year 7, the Super Saiyan Gods and the Monkey both come back. These units you must not spend with red coins. Hopefully you didn't during the 8-year anniversary, because I told you that they would be back during this banner or these banners, and you are definitely going to be summoning on these banners. So this is going to be your next opportunity to pick them up, and you will most definitely pick up one of these characters if you're missing some of them. Now, this is the hype part. Golden Week, Demon King Piccolo and the Tech Goku both will finally make their first reappearance since first showing up during May in Golden Week. These units are insanely good, and these units are definitely worth your red coins, but only once you are done with your summons. We will talk about that in a separate red coin video, but these units do make their comeback here, just like they did last year with Golden Week. Last year was Goku Gohan and Cell. This year is Demon King Piccolo and the Goku. Extra Dual Dokkan Festival. Now here, I guess we shouldn't technically put this in bold because there's always a chance they could go with something else. But if you really think about it, what other Dual Dokkan Festival is there besides the anniversary and besides the worldwide download? I feel like this is another great opportunity for these units to return. This would make their second reappearance, so their third appearance overall. I am strongly of the mindset that these 2 units will come back. Orange Piccolo and Demon King Piccolo being on the same banner seems too easy, which is why I switched it up. And yeah, for those of you who don't have Orange Piccolo and probably felt like you missed the boat on that one, this is your chance to pick him up. Well, assuming he shows up. If he does show up, once you're done with all your summons, pick up that Orange Piccolo ASAP, please. One of the best units in the game that continues to remain as one of the best units in the game, in spite of the fact that it's been out for 8 months. And that's saying something for Dokkan. Then we've got the 3 random loser pairs. Here, it could be anybody. I just threw on the units that pertain to Future Saga. It may not necessarily be that. I just threw these out here because really, there's no way of knowing. It's all up for grabs. I threw these guys here because VEGITO Blue, Goku Black Rose, they oppose each other. They never are around for banners. This is a great opportunity to bring them back. This would be a great way for people who've been around for maybe since like year 4 to potentially have an opportunity to pick these guys up. Because as a Dokkaner who started at the end of year 3, there were a few units that I still didn't have rainbows of for the longest time because they never showed up on banners. So having VEGITO Blue, Goku Black Rose comeback would be cool. Plus, they will be very much relevant. Transforming Zamasu, transforming Trunks, assuming they get their EZAs during this celebration. That makes a lot of sense. Future Gohan and Goku Black, 2 units who also deserve EZAs, especially Goku Black, but Goku Black doesn't have a counterpart. So this is my projected lineup for the banners in terms of typings and whatnot. You know, don't take it all too seriously. But in terms of the formatting, this is what you can expect. And moving forward, if you guys are ever in doubt, just come back to this video, take a look at this, and see what is all set up here, and this will answer your question. So next year, I will make the exact same video for the next year's worldwide download banners. You can count on that. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Put in the comments your thoughts on this whole Dokkan Festival Carnival situation versus dual Dokkan Festival. Which one are you guys more for? Do you like the hybrid system? Do you like just focusing on Dokkan Festivals in part 1? What do you think about my projected lineup for the upcoming banners? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you shake things up with a couple other units? What about the random losers? Who would you throw in there for random extra Dokkan Festivals? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.